Today I fucked up trying to show a coworker a picture of me before my glow up. Today I fucked up. So for context, I am mostly a straight guy. Just couldn't see myself in a relationship with a dude. Doesn't mean I don't find them attractive though. So I'll quite often do some windows shopping, chat to them even if it doesn't go anywhere. So the night before my shift I decide to re-download a couple dating apps, and after talking to a couple nice people, M&F, we exchange numbers and text on WhatsApp. The conversation sort of peter out and die after we sort of exchange pictures and realize it wasn't meant to be. I think nothing of it, delete the apps and move on with my evening. In my mind I assumed that the pictures that weren't my own also disappeared with the apps being deleted. Forgetting about WhatsApp saving images to my gallery for work reasons. Flash forward to today and I work in a small space with two other coworkers. One of them is a newish starter and asks me some questions about my hair as I'm bald by choice. I have had a significant glow up in the past few years which included shaving my head, so I thought I would grab my old ID and download a couple of my fitness pictures from about 4 or 5 years ago just to show her what I used to look like. Whilst we don't speak much on shift, I appreciated the fact she was making an effort, so I was thinking, this is finally the shift where we break the ice and maybe I'll learn a bit more about her too. I knew I had my own nudes in my gallery and a whole bunch of garbage screenshots, so to avoid any potential mishaps. So I made sure to take about 20-25 blank screenshots so that there was absolutely no way she could fat finger and accidentally swipe left or right and see them. So I hand her my ID first of all, and she's dumbfounded. Whoa, that's not you. You look like a completely different person. Whilst she has the ID in both hands I go to show her my phone. But she assumes I'm passing it to her, so in our sort of awkward fumble she grabs the top left of my iPhone, which just so happens to have the back key in that exact corner. I see my photo gallery zoom out and a moment of clarity happens, where I recognize a set of boobs and a penis framed perfectly along the top of the screen, due to the barrage of screenshots I took earlier and sheer luck. It had framed them perfectly across the top 3 rows of my gallery, unintentionally putting it right in her eyesight. If I had pressed the screenshot button 10 more times or not had my gallery zoomed out, this wouldn't have happened. This gallery was like the middle aisle of Aldi. It had everything. Boobs, girls' asses, guys' dicks, vaginas all on show, and a couple of my own images too. All very small, but framed perfectly like a small set of bathroom tiles arranged to make a small human mosaic. You couldn't quite tell sizes, imperfections, but you could very easily see that it was humans doing not safe for work activities. I go to pull my phone away, but the damage is already done. She politely tells me to never show her a photo on my phone ever again and goes to the toilet. When she returns I profusely apologize. No one comes to work to see that. I'm so sorry, it was an accident. Whilst I don't try to explain that all of these photos aren't me, she has no way to know. This girl has just been blasted by the equivalent of a Pinterest board of porn. I feel the energy in the room get awkward. So I leave it. We usually make coffees for each other for free when we finish our shifts. As my shift ends I ask her to make me a coffee before I go. She overcharges me, I don't question it. I pay and sip my flat white in the rain, knowing that this event will probably be spoken about in future without my knowledge, if that's in therapy or in a pub. I don't get to know, but I just hope she doesn't think the boobs are mine. TLR had a saucy night on dating apps. Didn't completely clear out my phone afterwards. Accidentally barraged a coworker with my own, and other people's nudes when trying to show her how far I had come, in the past few years. To be honest, that quote now has 2 different meanings. How far I had come, killed me skull. Delete those pics and keep them in your deleted album for storage. Why would you not just put these in a hidden album or delete them? Who keeps a gallery of porn in the photos lol? I suppose that's a lesson for future you. Sorry buddy. Where are you making each other coffees and charging each other for them? The important question is, what the hell is a glow-up? I've never heard that term before. Am I now old? Today I fucked up by trying things with another guy for the first time. Let me start by saying I've only been into girls by now, but I've fantasized of giving a BJ to another guy on a couple of occasions. A while ago my girlfriend and I broke up, so I've been single since then. So I thought, this is the time to try new things and broaden my horizons. This is a real today I fucked up since it happened over the last couple of hours. I was drinking a bit at home, and suddenly I thought, fuck it. Let's install Grindr and just see what's out there. I looked for a good profile picture, and lo and behold, I've gotten a message only a few minutes after. I'm jealous of how goddamn easy it is for gay guys to have some short-term fun lol. So I messaged the guy back, went back and forth for a bit, and then he asked what I was into. I thought let's be honest right out of the gate, and told him I never did anything with another guy. He was really understanding and kind about it. So after some messaging he asked me to come over, which I did. I was nervous as fuck, and while walking over there I suddenly remembered the TV series, Dahmer, and wondered if I was gonna be robbed and killed since everything went so easy lol. I went to the guy's door and he welcomed me in. We talked about some casual stuff for a while, and after a bit he asked me if I wanted to get sucked off. I thought maybe it'll help calm down the nerves a bit, so went with it. I didn't feel too nervous anymore, and it felt alright. After some time I tried to set aside the nervousness and the roles reversed, ending with me slobbing his knob like corn on the cob. It wasn't too bad, but I felt a bit neutral about the whole ordeal. We both finished each other off and that was that. After that I suddenly got a bit nauseous, and thought it might have been the nerves, so had a glass of water. It seemed to help a bit, and the guy asked me to lie on his chest to calm me down further, but I could do nothing other than staring at the ceiling and thinking of what happened. So eventually, I told him if he was okay with me going home to let it all sink in a bit. Said my goodbyes, thanked him and went on my way. I just walked outside and still felt nauseous, but when walking back it dawned on me what I had done, and suddenly had to gag a few times. I started to feel really grossed out with myself, thinking about what happened. Probably the post-nut clarity doing its thing. When I got home, I immediately took a shower trying to wash the grossness off me, but it didn't really help. I went straight to bed after that, but felt almost sick. I had the urge I had to puke a couple of times, but luckily that didn't happen. So now I'm laying in bed, trying to come to terms with what I did, and thinking, well, at least I tried something new, and maybe it's just not for me. I still can't stop feeling gross with myself though and wish I just stayed at home the entire evening. I can't sleep right now, but hope I will soon and just forget about everything. I guess some things really are left better as a fantasy. I'm quite certain I'll never tell anybody, except for you internet strangers, about this experience and it'll live on in the depths of my mind for the rest of my life. I hope venting here will give me some peace of mind, and I'll just stick to girls from now on lol. Thanks for listening. Yours, disgusted, truly. Too long did not read. I tried things on a sexual level with another guy for the first time, but ended up feeling really disgusted with myself and regret doing the whole thing. Woke up thinking he was bi, then went straight to bed. Post-hookup anxiety is common enough in my experience with grindr as a gay man. I'm bisexual. I get this same feeling whenever I do hookups. Not just with men but with women also. When I'm in an established relationship, this doesn't happen. I'm starting to believe I may be demisexual or something because of this feeling. I just don't do hookups anymore. Maybe it was not the act itself but the context? You describe feeling gross. As an heterosexual man I felt that the first and only time I had a purely sexual encounter. By that I mean we both just wanted to have sex, meet in public, didn't click at all but we went through with it anyways. Afterwards I felt so gross I had to shower and change the sheets. I guess I need at least some type of connection to really enjoy it. Maybe that's the case for you? $10 says you do it again. Today I fucked up by telling my wife that I am woke. I, 48M, think that I may have effed up. My wife, 58F, blamed something on the woke, and I told her that I felt myself as woke because I accept the LGBTQI+ demographic, and that I accept anyone regardless of race, creed, religion, or sexuality. Needless to say we had an argument, first in a good half-dozen years or so. I love her with all myself, but feel that she's becoming more, I don't know exactly, but it feels like she's become more racist, homophobic and unaccepting in the last few years. I reckon that it all started with the Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard trial. And now she's watching YouTube videos of tarot card readers predicting the Sussexes' future. It was cool and all when she watched ghost videos, but now she can't even really accept that one of her BFFs from years ago was gay. Just another person to help her get through her life at the time. I'm scarred that because I feel that I'm woke to the world around me and acceptant of those that aren't accepted, that I fucked up our relationship. It hurts. TLR my wife blamed wokeness on the world's problems and I told her that I feel that I'm part of those that are woke. Edit. Thank you all for the kind words, and some of the not so kind words. For those that say time to start anew, no, I won't. Like I said, I love my wife severely, and after 24 years starting over is not an option. I'll definitely be looking at having a chat with her regarding some of the stuff she's been fed via YT, as she has been going down a rabbit hole as of late. Thankfully she hasn't fallen onto a flat earth or stopped believing that Australia's real. Kinda hard on that last one as we live in Australia. I haven't been able to read all the comments, but I am slowly going through them and up or down voting depending on the advice. Again, thank you all for your concern and advice. Some people just turn sharp corners like that. You're not alone. You're not the problem. A lot of people have had similar experiences that you can see over in QAnon casualties. Serious question, does she spend a lot of time on Facebook? Buy her a MAGA hat to smooth things over. I don't know the best way to approach without offending her, but what worked for undoing some of the programming on my mother was listening to the same content she did, and waiting for blatant, provable lies with no gray. Doesn't usually take long. Wait for the right moment, and start showing that she's being lied to and manipulated. Sometimes that's all the wake-up call some people need to start waking up from the brainwashing little by little. Sadly all those little interests you're saying she has is plagued by the conspiracy community, which is in turn plagued by the Trump cult. So many influencers end up being lost in that sauce and perpetuating it.